Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me a diamond in the rough. His name is Kaden Davis. He's a wide receiver out of Northwest Missouri State. Nice to have you on, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate being on here.
Sure. Obviously, a guy out of Northwest Missouri State. You guys have actually had one heck of a run here recently. You know, you had a great season this past year. So, do want to just get a chance to meet you. Tell us where you're from and how you ultimately got there to Northwest Missouri State.
So, Ellsworth, Kansas, born and raised. Went to Ellsworth High School. Was a three-sport athlete. Played football, basketball, track. Got recruited to Butler Community College. That was only had one offer coming out of high school, and went with that. And after that, played 2 years. Didn't redshirt my freshman year. Pretty much only played special teams. Sophomore year, started at receiver, played in the slot, and then earned an offer to Northwest Missouri State. I had a few other MIAA offers, which were all D2, but ultimately chose Northwest Missouri State. Enjoyed my visit out there and decided to commit, and that's how I ended up there.
Gotcha. So, I mean, you're talking a little bit about you as like a slot receiver, maybe a special teams guy. Um, Talk about maybe what you would be doing like on a typical basis out there. I mean, obviously you're a wide receiver, but what do you feel is like your best strengths as a prospect?
I mean, I'd say my versatility. Um, I've played a lot of positions on special teams. Uh, you can put me inside at the slot and receiver, play outside. I played outside my last 2 years, so a little bit inside senior year, but yeah, you can put me in as a return man, kick return, punt return, go after them things and block it. And I don't only catch the ball, man. I can go out there and block just about anybody.
Gotcha. So, I mean, whenever you're looking at guys like in the pro level, who are you looking at the pro level? Maybe who are you a fan of, or who you're trying to model your game after, so to speak?
Right now, I'd say Cooper Cup or Adam Thielen. You know, Cooper Cup gets in there and he can come down hugged up to the line of scrimmage and block them guys and linebacker and stuff like that. And Adam Thielen, just sort of his route running, I'd say me and him are pretty measurable.
Gotcha. And so, what's your favorite route? Do you have like a favorite, route that you like running there for your quarterback?
Uh, I feel pretty comfortable running just about anything, but the funnest would be double moves or anything deep.
Okay, so nice. I mean, I realize that we're talking to a guy with some blazing fast speed. I mean, you were able to really show out at your pro day. So let's chat about that a little bit. I mean, some of those numbers, man, really fantastic numbers. I mean, you're talking about a guy, depending on who had the stopwatch, maybe it actually ran under 4.4, but I mean around that area. And then 6.88 three cone, 36.5 vertical, and a 10.4 broad jump. All those are some pretty good numbers there as a wide receiver. So, how do you feel about your pro day overall?
I'd say I'm happy with my performance overall. Felt like I could have put up a little bit better numbers in the three cone, the 5.10.5, or the 40, but once you put it all together in one day, it's a little bit different than the things you're doing leading up to it.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, I wouldn't beat yourself up too much. I mean, because I personally feel like they're solid numbers. I mean, obviously they're not like elite numbers, but I mean, they're still like respectable. So, I was just kind of wondering. I mean, you talked a little bit about you as a track guy back in high school. You feel like your experience as a track athlete really helped put up some of those numbers?
Yeah, for sure. running track in high school. I ran the 100, 200, 400, long jump. So mainly did that to help with my exposure for football. So coaches would pick up on them times and kind of see. Ran 10.64 in high school. Thought that
Nice.
might help me get a Division I offer, but coming from a small school in Kansas, just kind of tough.
Yeah, I mean, oftentimes what happens is, there are guys really in places that recruiters don't necessarily go to. You go out to some of these places in the Midwest, and maybe not very populated, and people don't even know about your school. So I mean, that's sometimes how it goes. So,
Mm-hmm.
but again, you navigated yourself through that, and eventually ended up going to Northwest Missouri State, and this past season was one hell of a run for you guys, man. Talk about this, this past year, if you don't mind.
Well, coming off COVID, we got a new offensive coordinator, so we learned a whole new offense that year. And that COVID year, it really helped us because we would have had a short track coming into that season, just learning a new offense with a new coach. Didn't get any games that year, 2020. Got a whole nother year to prepare and kind of build with all my teammates and stuff like that. And it allowed us to make a pretty good run into the playoffs, coming up short against Ferris State, who ended up winning it all. But
Yeah, I mean, if the, it just seemed like you guys were going to be destined to match up at some point or another, because I mean, obviously, they're a perennial powerhouse there in D2, and I felt like you guys had one solid team
yeah.
on both sides of the ball. So, who there is kind of remaining that maybe not everybody knows? Like, who do I need to keep in mind for like next season there at Northwest Missouri State?
Uh, we really not a lot of seniors coming up, but we got some underclassmen who are some ballers for sure. Uh, Braden Wright will be a senior. He's a quarterback, uh, pretty good player. With Mike Hohensee also a quarterback, so them two are kind of battling out a spot at quarterback right now. But Khalil Smith was a freshman last year, getting all American honors and stuff like that at cornerback. So he'll be one to watch for sure.
Nice, love it. And then Kaden, after your time there at Northwest Missouri State was over, you end up getting an invite to the College Gridiron Showcase. So that's out in Fort Worth, Texas. Tell me a little bit about that experience, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, that was a great experience for me. Definitely got me noticed by some teams and stuff. So anytime you're a smaller school prospect, getting a chance to go up against some FBS guys and show what you can do, uh, definitely get some eyes on you then.
And during that experience there, what kind of relationships were you able to build? I mean, whether it be with some of the coaches out there, maybe some of the guys that you had a chance to meet. I mean, like you said, some FBS guys. Any relationships that you were able to build while you were out there?
Oh yeah, for sure. My roommate Tyreek Martin, fellow wide receiver, also a D2 guy, so kind of related to him really well on this process and stuff like that.
No.
And some other guys from Michael Johnson Performance who I was already training with ended up attending that as well. So kind of knew some guys going in and was able to create a better relationship with them throughout that and afterwards.
Cool. And you were saying you were going up against some FBS talent there as well. Anybody there that you feel like you got at least one over on that's an FBS guy?
Uh, Not names for certain, but yeah, some Illinois guys, some K-State guys. So
Nice, nice. And obviously during events like those, I mean, you're sitting down maybe with some scouts. Did you get a chance to do that while you were out there? Did you have any of those interviews?
yeah, I did have a few interviews. I had an interview with the Colts, Texans, and Saints while with my time there. So
Cool. And were those comfortable interviews overall? Like, did anyone give you like any maybe wild, crazy question or anything of that sort?
no crazy questions. They were definitely lengthy. I felt like they were really good, like connecting with the coaches and stuff like that. But they were really just trying to get to know me because they're like didn't have anything on me until they seen me at showcase. So
Well, I mean, obviously, you've been able to set yourself apart at the College Gridiron Showcase and also at your pro day. So I know a lot's been going on, a lot of great things happening right now. When we take a step back and just kind of look at the scope of your career, what kind of sticks out as like your most memorable moment, most memorable game, or play, or anything of that sort? So, is there a game that kind of sticks out in your memory?
Uh, Probably Nebraska Kearney game or the Harding game. Just kind of got a chance to showcase my speed in the open field with the reverse kick return and another kick return later in that game, and against Harding getting a crossing route uh, at full speed and just being able to take it the distance, show people my running ability in the open field.
Yeah, and I know this past year you actually were able to get a couple 100-yard games. I mean, one of those games was against Central Missouri. They're a really good, ball club, and you were able to take a couple of those, the distance and score some touchdowns. So definitely a great game there as well if people want to turn on either one of those games. So um, all right, bud. Well, obviously, like you said, I mean, you had a new coach this past season that you guys were working with. A lot of guys I know have poured into you over the years, whether it be at Butler or what have you. Is there maybe a coach that has taught a lesson? Like, is there a lesson from one of those coaches that still sticks for you today? I mean, I know these guys kind of have their isms at times. So, anything that you can, I guess, reiterate that somebody else has given you that sort of wisdom.
Yeah, for sure. So my time at Butler, big on trust the process and just trusting everything's gonna fall into place. You put in all the work, did all the time, classes, all that stuff. It all adds up, and your opportunity is gonna come. And then got to Northwest, and really over that COVID year and this last season, it was just a lot about trust your training. Like we hadn't hit the field in almost 600 days or 600 more days, and just trust all that work you put in the last 2 years gonna come together come game time because you don't get a lot of opportunities in football. So
Right. I mean, exactly. Just kind of in hindsight, I mean, if you're able to, go back, maybe talk to that younger self of yours there, maybe in high school, in Ellsworth, Kansas. I mean, what would you tell him? Any sort of advice that you would give him to help him along this journey?
uh, I don't think there's a lot I would have told myself because I was a busy kid growing up, working jobs every summer, playing 3 sports a year. Like I feel like I really worked hard for everything that's come my way and just ready for every opportunity I've ever gotten. So
Gotcha. Well, I mean, it sounds as if, I mean, if I were to maybe talk to you, I'd probably just say, you're doing a good job. Just kind of keep it up. I mean, again, trust the process, like you learned from your, coaches, and you find yourself here where a lot of scouts are getting to know you. So definitely, interesting. I do want to get a chance to know this guy outside of football a little bit. So talk to me a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind. Any hobbies, interests, or anything that you want to share with people?
I'd say I mean, a lot, pretty much anything competition based is a hobby of mine. Like, I love to play golf, love to get together with the guys and play some basketball or hop on the game once in a while too. Maybe play some Madden or 2K.
Gotcha, gotcha. Uh, so are you a big basketball fan? Like, are you a fan of a particular team or something?
No, not necessarily.
All
I'm
right.
a big Michael Jordan. I'm a big Michael Jordan fan, which is different, but
It's not so much different. I mean, when you're talking about one of the greatest to ever do it. So,
I know I just didn't
um,
really get to watch him play much growing up and stuff. But
right, I hear you. Um, a couple of questions. Hopefully, just kind of get like a one word or sentence answer from you. So, favorite movie?
mm, I don't think I have a favorite movie. Uh,
Something like the last great movie you watched.
I mean, if you, how about a series, The Last Dance? I would say.
There you go. That'll work. Uh, favorite music artist?
Uh, I'll say rod wave.
Okay. Um, favorite, I don't know, favorite meal. So like comfort food or whatever. Like you come
Yeah.
home from being gone for like a long time. Like, uh, what would be that one meal that you would want prepared?
I'd say Kansas City strip steak.
Kansas City strip steak. Okay, okay, that
Yeah.
works. Uh, are you a big car guy? Would you be able to say something like, favorite dream car?
I'm more of a truck guy to be honest, but if I
Okay,
could
well,
have
what
any,
kind of a truck would you like to have there?
uh, any newer Chevrolet Silverados, cool with me.
Hey, that's definitely what you sort of get out there. Again, Kansas guy probably gonna get a pickup truck. I mean, a little cliche, but that's fine. Um, uh, if let's just say hypothetically there was no football, what do you think that your profession would be? Like, I don't know what you did as your major there, what you were able to obtain, but what do you think your major would be if there was no football, or your
So
profession rather? Sorry.
I majored in corporate recreation and wellness, which is a lot like sport management. But I'd like to be a personal trainer, I guess. I don't know
Okay.
what sport I'd be training kids for if it wasn't necessarily football, but just helping people maintain health and better themselves.
Well, definitely probably a speed coach, I feel. So I mean, you
Yeah,
get a guy like you who has some good speed, so be able to help guys with that. So um,
sure.
it's really one of the better things that I feel like you have going for you as a prospect. I mean, you have a guy who can that you could use on a lot of different levels there, with your athletic talent. So, um, one last question for you, bro. I know that there might be some scouts that are actually watching this video. So go ahead and look into that camera, address them, and just give them your pitch as to why you feel like they need to take a chance on you. So go ahead and hit them with that.
Any team that takes a chance on me is getting a guy who's been an underdog his whole life. He's gonna bust his ass, work hard, and do everything he can to help the team win. Be a good teammate. So,
Great. Well, Kaden, wish you best of luck in this process. I know there's a lot going on these days. I mean, you finished that pro day and did a great job, which is a great check mark there. So right now, it's just a matter of like doing all these interviews. So do wish you best of luck in this process. All right, buddy?
all right, man. I appreciate it.
Sure. Once again, I have with me Kaden Davis. He's a wide receiver out of Northwest Missouri State. Definitely check him out.